Let's talk about the Chicago Bears offseason. A very busy and a very good offseason for the Chicago Bears. This is the first time in a long time it's been a lot of buzz and a lot of excitement for the Chicago Bears. Last season, they struggled to get to the quarterback on the defensive side after they traded Robert Quinn and Roquan Smith. And not only just that, they struggled to pass the football. They were the best rushing team in all of football because of the legs of Justin Fields and also the likes of David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. David Montgomery is no longer with this team, but he still made a major impact on his way out. But the biggest knock with the Chicago Bears was that Justin Fields could not throw the football accurately enough, and that's why this team struggled, and they had no receiving help for him. Well, that's no longer the case. Right now, it's no excuses for Justin Fields. They went out and traded the first overall pick to go get DJ Moore, and they also made the trade at the trade deadline last year to go get Chase Claypool from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Chase Claypool has left a lot to be desired, but hasn't been in the best situation. I think Chase Claypool has a lot of potential. That's been the biggest thing for the last couple of years with Chase Claypool, but he finally needs to step up, and I think that he will. He's playing alongside DJ Moore. DJ Moore has had multiple 1,000-yard seasons in his career with receiving the football from guys like PJ Walker, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield. So we are looking at DJ Moore to come in and be the excellent playmaker that he is. He's one of the best playmaking wide receivers in the NFL. He's going to make an immediate impact with Justin Fields. I'm expecting Justin Fields to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC by far. Last year, he showed promise of that. He had 17 passing touchdowns, did have 11 interceptions. Not all the interceptions were his fault, and there was a lot of time that he had to squeeze the ball into tight situations. And did he miss some throws like slant routes and digs? Yes, he did. But at the same time, the offensive line was not up to standard. He was the most sacked quarterback and the most hit quarterback in the NFL, tied with Russell Wilson. And he took a lot of hits in the open field because when Justin Fields saw that guys weren't getting open, he went out there and tried to make plays on his own. That's what led him to getting a shoulder injury late in the season. But I do think they're going to scale back on the rushing attempts with Justin Fields. They're still going to let it happen. I expect the Eagles type of offense with this team, with the weapons that they have around Justin Fields. Cole Kmet is a very good tight end, and they also have Darnell Mooney, who has had 1,000 yards in his career before, a couple of years ago. And he was the leading receiver for this team, and he missed 6 weeks. That's how bad and thin they were at the wide receiver position. But right now, they have a lot of talent around Justin Fields. He needs to make the most of it because the excuses are running out. He can't go out there and have a game like how he had against the Detroit Lions and expect for things to be okay. Because this team did secure another first-round pick in that trade with the Carolina Panthers. And if he doesn't show improvement this year, they'll be looking to draft a quarterback in next year's draft class. But I believe Justin Fields will be okay. We know what he can do with his legs. And he can make some tight window throws. He just needs to string it all together. But we've seen wide receivers before have a huge impact on quarterbacks and their career. Look at Stephon Diggs with Josh Allen. Came in and made like a different quarterback. Amari Cooper with Dak Prescott before they traded him away. So a wide receiver could come in and do wonders for a quarterback. I expect for DJ Moore to do that. And I also expect for DJ Moore to open up things for guys like Chase Claypool and especially Darnell Mooney. And also be on the lookout for a 2 tight end set with Robert Tonyan and Cole Kmet. They did lose David Montgomery in free agency to the rival Detroit Lions, but it's not a huge big deal. You signed Deontay Foreman, had 915 rushing yards last season, will do wonders with this team for the simple fact that Justin Fields can also rush with the football. You can do some read option sets that way, and you still have Khalil Herbert being the backup running back. So you have a good situation in the backfield. You have a 2 running back system, and you can still run the football with Justin Fields. The offensive line is also going to be taking a step to the next level. You selected Darnell Wright in the first round, a tackle that you desperately needed, and that's an A+ move from Tennessee. He's 6'6", 335 pounds. He's a stonewall tackle. He's going to take some time to adjust to the NFL level, but then be Justin Fields' best friend by protecting him. He was the most sacked quarterback, and you need to go out there and get some help on that offensive line. But that wasn't the only move that they made to the offensive line. They also went out and got Nate Davis in free agency from the Tennessee Titans. Amazing move. He's one of the best running guards in all of football, and he's going to go out there and make an immediate impact in the run game and also in the pass game. He was solid with the Tennessee Titans throughout his entire career. He just came down to contract negotiations. But the Chicago Bears are getting some key pieces right here to keep Justin Fields upright, and he's going to do extremely well on those screen plays as well. Look out for some split screens to the tight end, and watch out for this guy in open field, because he is a road raider and he will pancake men, and he's also done that when he's standing up straight as well. So expect for Nate Davis to have another big season next season with the Chicago Bears. Tevin Jenkins is also another tackle that they have, still young, still developing, but he has a nice upside as well. But you look at this defense, they are still going to struggle to get to the quarterback, in my opinion. They still don't have premier pass rushers, but you look at the system that is ran by Matt Eberflus, he can draw some blitzes to get those linebackers in space, and they can shoot the gap, and they can go and get the quarterback. And that's what I expect for them to do. They do have some holes on defense, but their defense is going to be coached by one of the best defensive minds for year number 2, and Matt Eberflus. Last year, DeMarcus Walker was able to give you 7 sacks. I expect for him to be able to get more sacks, because they added some very good linebackers such as Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. Tremaine Edmonds fits what Matt Eberflus wants to do. A very big, nimble linebacker that can go in, cover tight ends, and is going to make amazing plays in space. He's a good run-stopping linebacker, and he can do it all. But the biggest thing with him is that he can blow up plays, and he's a game breaker. This was a Matt Eberflus for sure signing, and this is the type of kid that's going to fit into his system, and he's going to be a defensive captain for this team. He is going to be the anchor of this defense, and the defense is going to be surrounded around this kid and how he plays. Same with TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards had a good season last season with the Philadelphia Eagles. Another good linebacker that can stop the run, give you some pass coverage plays as well. But this team is trying to go out and stop the run. They got ran over in last year in this back half of the season. They did trade Roquan Smith, and that's why you're getting these linebackers right here to come in and replace that. You're getting these guys to come in and fit what Matt Eberflus wants to do, and it's going to also help out the secondary and those guys up front. But expect a lot of blitzes to come from Tremaine Edmonds, and expect for him to be the rover of this defense. On the back end, you still have Eddie Jackson, a very good safety in the NFL, very underrated. Can go out there, give you a lot of interceptions, and is just a good cover safety in general. Kyler Gordon is still a corner that I look at that can be a number 1 at times, does scale back at times as well. But I think that Kyler Gordon is a good number 2. When I mean that he can be a number 1, if Jalen Johnson does go down, that's when he can step in. He can give you good snaps, but as a whole consistent game, I do worry about that. Jalen Johnson is the number 1 corner on this team. Don't get it mistaken. But if Kyler Gordon was to be the number 1 corner for a couple of weeks, I would feel a little shaky about that. But as a good number 2 with having Eddie Jackson over top, he can be able to hold his own. But Jalen Johnson, that's the guy for this team. Jalen Johnson is the number 1 corner on this team. 6 foot, 196 pounds. Has had good season with the Chicago Bears. Has went under the radar for the simple fact that he's had to cover wide receivers for a very long time because of the lack of pass rush up front. I think Jalen Johnson on the back end will continue to get better, and especially with these linebackers going out there and doing their own things and covering up the middle of the field. Expect for Jalen Johnson to also have a big season. So this is a big year for the Chicago Bears, and expect for guys like Andrew Billings and Justin Jones at the defensive tackle spots to also make some impact as well. I'm not saying that this team is perfect. I'm not saying that this team is going to go out there and make a Super Bowl type of run, but I expect for this team to go out there and be better than what they were last year. They shouldn't have a top 10 pick. Justin Fields needs to be the guy. They surrounded him with the talent. I can't come on here no longer and just say that they didn't give him the talent, because they did. They went out, they got DJ Moore, and you have good pieces around him. It's time for him to show up, and I think the Chicago Bears will be a team to look out for that could possibly make a playoff push. We'll see what's going on in their division. The Detroit Lions had a very hot end to their season. The Green Bay Packers are restarting now with Jordan Love. We will see how that looks. And the Minnesota Vikings couldn't play defense last year, but they're bringing in a brand new defensive coordinator and Brian Flores. So we will see. This is still a very young football team, but expect a huge jump for Justin Fields' play. And if that doesn't happen, expect for this team to go out there and draft a quarterback in next year's draft class. But I think he will have a similar type of jump to what Jalen Hurts had last year for the Philadelphia Eagles. So let me know in the comment section below how you feel about this team, how you feel about Justin Fields. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.